Alright, welcome back to another episode of Extra Salty Popcorn Podcast. This is episode
15.
Episode 36.
Nice.
Yeah, we got Patrick over here, Cameron, of course me, Zach, and Dalton. And we have some fun, juicy content to talk about, most being important, Godzilla vs. King Kong.
Hell yeah, I mean, who isn't talking about this?
Who isn't talking about it? That's why we're going to start talking about it right now. And of course, updates on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So with that said, grab your popcorn and get ready for some salty content.
Okay.
King Kong? Godzilla?
Godzilla's a bitch.
I just feel like they underutilized him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Overall thoughts before we jump into things. How are we feeling about it? I loved it.
Personally, I loved it as well. My favorite out of what's now a trilogy of the new monster movies. You know, they've got the original Godzilla, which came out in 2014, then they had the King of Monsters. Well, would you count Kong Skull Island?
Kong Skull Island, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely in
It's the same Kong.
Yeah, they had a post-credit scene that led into the that.
Was there a post-credit scene?
Yeah, the post-credit scene
in Kong in the Kong.
Kong?
Yeah, not this one.
Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, there's one in Kong Skull Island. There's one in King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Kong Skull Island one, it shows the people from Kong Skull Island, and they came back and they're like reading through hieroglyphics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they showed Ghidorah, Mothra,
Yeah.
Rodan, and Godzilla, and fighting Ghidorah. So it predicted the next movie.
Yeah. Which at the end of King of Monsters, they showed that the peeps from Mothra or whatever took the head, right?
Yeah, those British bad guys.
From Monarch. Yeah.
From Monarch. Yeah.
I
said
from
Monarch.
Monarch. Yeah, from Monarch they took the head of.
Was it
Ghidorah.
Monarch or was it Apex?
Well, it was Apex was the main enemy, but
Well, these were the British guys that the blonde girl was looking for, Millie Bobby Brown's mom.
Stranger Things?
Her she was working with these British bad guys. They didn't quite say who they were, if I remember correctly, but
They were the Lannisters.
so,
yeah.
Same actor. Same style.
Really though, I literally just saw Tywin Lannister right there. That's all. I was like, yep. He's rich and an asshole.
Yeah. I'll take it any day.
Yeah,
he plays an awesome rich asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Monarch, they mention it in this movie, but it's all about Apex.
Yeah.
Which is obviously very fitting for this film, and especially Godzilla's character.
Yeah, being the apex predator of the world right now.
Yeah, he's an asshole in this
No,
film.
well, they kind of depict him in and that's why I think that they kind of underutilize who he is in this. They wanted, I feel like
they focused on Godzilla's story in the previous movies, though.
Yeah,
He got two of them. He did get two of them.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, technically, this is the second Kong movie, but
well, technically they've been making Kong movies since the 40s, so we want to get super.
Yeah, if you want to get super technical about it. But I mean,
Well, same thing with Godzilla.
Yeah,
they're making Godzilla since like the 50s.
Godzilla's 50s, Kong came in 30s.
Yeah,
there you
with
go.
puppets,
Yeah.
that
was hilarious.
And they crossed over in the 60s. That was their first crossover in the 60s. The one where King Kong was shoving the tree down.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. So.
But like watching that as a kid, like, oh man, you still are amazed about that shit. Like, I watched that shit when I was in kindergarten. They had that just playing that in like Dragon Ball Z, like and shit. I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is dope.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The thing I loved about this movie. Okay, first off, spoilers ahead. I don't think we said that yet. This is
put it at the bottom. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Purely spoiler review.
Yeah, so I highly recommend watching the movie and then coming back to this.
Yes. Or if you just don't really give a shit.
Don't really give a shit, watch this because it's great content.
I don't care.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about it either way. So yeah.
did my I did my due diligence not to like look at any leaked footage or whatever.
Me
All I
too.
saw was 1 30-second trailer for it, and I was like, okay, that's all I need. I'm hyped.
Yeah,
I don't want to
just
hear
enough to get me
anything about
excited
it.
for it, yeah.
like because I know for sure this movie is going to get trashed on for many different reasons, just
Right.
like all the other ones did.
Yeah.
Which a couple of them I didn't. I didn't really like the first Godzilla movie.
I agree with the criticism on that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I agree with the quitters.
Like there's so many scenes in the trailer leading up to that movie that weren't even in the film,
No.
and they're completely changed.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They killed off Bryan fucking Cranston.
And the beginning of the movie.
Early.
Yeah, like in the
Or
beginning of the movie.
Oh, you don't do that.
Yeah. He's
You don't.
Heisenberg, come on.
Come on, man. Walter White. You don't treat him that way. You give him 6 seasons and then kill him off.
Right.
Maybe. We don't know.
Maybe, we don't know.
For sure. I think he's
You have to
pretty
keep it a
fucking
mystery.
dead, but
Yeah.
he's for sure fucking dead in the Godzilla movie. And then the King Kong.
Yeah.
I liked shots. I liked that version of Kong more than the Peter Jackson version.
Yeah,
Kong,
the Peter
but I liked
Jackson
the
version was
film
just
more.
like, I like King
So-
Kong, so I'm gonna make a King Kong movie.
Yeah,
And then he's like, who am I gonna cast? Jack Black.
regardless, like
you're really gonna put Jack Black in a King Kong movie?
why
I
not?
liked it.
I liked it.
I liked it. He played a great, he was great.
And if you
Yeah.
watch I believe it's the '80s version of King Kong.
That was a great. I might say that's my favorite King Kong movie.
No,
I might say that.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely
with,
a classic
with Jeff
for
Bridges,
sure.
right?
Right. Yeah.
Jack Black's character in that film dies.
Mhm.
So, and I was a huge Jack Black fan
Me too.
as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
With the King Kong, so like like as a kid, you're so invested in
Yeah.
the people you love seeing on screen. I was scared the entire 3 hours of
Yeah.
runtime that he was gonna die, even though he was a piece of shit.
Right.
As a kid, I don't.
Yeah, right.
He's
You're
Jack
like,
Black.
I know you're Jack Black. I don't
Yeah.
see you as this character.
His character, I think his character didn't die in the 1930 King Kong movie.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
in the
never watched it.
1930 King Kong movie, that movie ended on the same line. It was and it was said by him. It was Beauty
Right.
that killed the beast. So they couldn't kill him in that one because he had to be alive to say that line.
Right.
Where the 80s one, they didn't say the line.
He just gets stomped on.
Yeah, you just hear his heartbeat stop. That's how I remember the movie ending. It was,
Yeah.
they're like that.
But anyway, so this monster movie, Godzilla vs. Kong, is by far my favorite monster movie ever made. Solely because it gives you exactly what you just want to see. I don't need these long, deep dives of characters and motives and
Yeah.
explanations for this random
Yeah, it's a monster
technology.
movie.
Like whatever. I accept that these guys are like wizards now and technology is magic. I accept that. I just want to see Kong and Godzilla kick some ass, and that's all this movie delivers.
Yeah.
And it delivers very hot. I
Yeah.
loved it
Yeah.
so fucking much.
Agreed.
I have to agree with that. I think this is at least the best movie in this series.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because they spent more time on the monsters than they
Yeah.
did the previous movies.
Well, 3 specific monsters.
Right, yeah.
Because
King of Monsters.
yeah, because the Q monsters they awoke, and I'm gonna get into that right now because that kind of chapped my ass a little bit in this movie. That's this really grinds my gears, guys. You know what chaps my ass? The way they just show all these monsters in the last movie, and they're like, okay, now there's a world full of monsters. We have this giant, we have Titanus, we have all these like monsters.
Yeah.
Ghidorah is just dead, so they're just
Mothra and-
Mothra. We have all of them just flying around freely. You know, Rodan, all of them. But we don't see any of them in Godzilla versus King Kong. And I know because they wanted to focus on those two for the fight, but
We technically see Ghidorah's skull.
well, his skull, yeah. But
Yeah.
like I was expecting.
Well, if anything, it's
I wasn't
consciousness,
expecting
right?
to see.
Ghidorah
It's
takes
his-
over at the end.
Yeah, it's his essence, like the energy, the radiation
His
that lives
soul.
within.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he's
Skull.
not from this earth. Like
Yeah.
he's.
But what's so
From this
to
dimension,
to
even.
give a little pushback on that, because you saw the movie a little while ago, right?
Yeah, well, I saw it when it came out.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like this is fresh in our minds. In the very beginning, during the intro sequence, it shows that all the monsters.
Yeah, but we didn't see that. we didn't see them all fight.
Yeah, they didn't
so
give it to
like,
us.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's the other part I was gonna get to is just like, so we see this in the intro. They show this whole tournament style
Kind of
thing.
remind me. I was,
Like it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat. It's like a full on bracket. Like what is this, March Madness or something?
dude, I loved that aspect. Like during that whole sequence after we got the amazing King Kong reveal with the fun classic rock music.
Yeah, that was great. They humanized Kong and they treated him like he was just a character.
And then we got that intro. I was like, dude, I know exactly what I'm in for,
Yeah.
and I'm so here for it. Like I'm so ready. Like it made me hyped.
Yeah.
I know they showed all the monsters that got killed. I think they skipped over Rodan because he's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they skipped over him. So
Yeah.
you know what I think is gonna happen next movie. I think they gotta save
Maybe.
some for the next movie.
Maybe.
So they might do another
Yeah.
Kong Godzilla and then bring all those monsters back.
Right.
But that's why they didn't do a post-credit scene for this Kong vs. Zilla because they're unsure of the future.
Right. There they are, which I agree. You know, they're running out of monsters. Now they gotta put in, I don't know,
Well, they just
Gamera or
introduced like
something.
5 of them, and they didn't do anything with them.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, my friends are playing Overwatch. That's what that means. Yeah. But yeah, I see what you're saying. They introduced 5 of them, killed Mothra, killed Ghidorah, killed. Actually, that's all they killed.
Yeah, that's all they killed.
Rodan's still around.
Yeah,
Titanus is still around. Godzilla and King Kong are still around.
Yeah.
Mega Godzilla's dead.
Dude,
For now.
He got fucked.
Yeah, they jacked him up.
That was brutal.
Which I wonder if they are going to go with the
beautiful.
story arc of when he comes back, though.
Yeah, because I remember there was a Mega Godzilla from space as well.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if we'll end up seeing that one. So they still have monsters to use.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm trying to think of, I don't know how many monsters.
I think just financially because like these movies, even though they do well and they sell well, it's the reception of them is usually negative.
Right.
So
Unfortunately. But
unfortunate.
Yeah, they don't get anything like rewatch.
And I get it. I get it. Like with this one, so you know, my dad and my brother watched it, and they were just telling me.
what was the criticism with it?
Yeah, you're saying they're like criticizing
It wasn't Citizen Kane.
they-
Everybody wants to see this movie and they're expecting Citizen Kane. It's
Yeah.
not The Godfather. It's not Scarface. It's not a Tarantino or a freaking Scorsese or Kurosawa film.
Yeah.
It's freaking 2 monsters trying to kill each other. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
Zach. Go ahead.
No. You're on the ball there. Like their criticism for it, which is why I want to say like go in knowing what you're about to watch. My dad was he had such a problem with like certain characters not like all of a sudden
The
time
stories lining up.
and I see it and it bothered me like so when the dad is all of a sudden in Hong Kong at the very end that didn't make any sense.
That didn't make
I noticed that as well. I was like, oh, now he's in Hong Kong.
Yeah,
Like, he got the call like, oh, something's happening, or Godzilla's on his way to Hong Kong. Like 5 minutes later, all right, I'm here.
they flipped to Billy Bobby Brown for a little bit, and then they were like, okay, now he's back. He's in Hong Kong.
Right.
Like she calls him, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm already here.
And like the
Wait a minute, what the fuck?
Like, she traveled light speed.
Yeah,
he's
light
still
speed.
being there.
He's still being there. Yeah.
The whole spaceship thing, like the guy that like just learned about that they existed, also knows
He's
how
a
to
pro.
he knows how to use it, and he also knows how to use it as a fucking
Defibrillator. Yeah.
Or
Like,
Kong. Like it's
There's
silly.
some plot holes.
Yeah, there's
but
some
it's a
plot-
monster movie. Like Dalton said, you gotta know what you're going into.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
This was 2 monsters
Yeah.
fighting.
So they watched it for the wrong reason, and I will say they also watched it at home, where
Yeah, see, I
did
watched.
too.
Yeah, I watched it at home too, and I mean, I can see where you would probably want to watch it in theaters.
it was so epic.
Oh yeah,
The
the sound
sound.
system.
The chairs shaking
Yeah.
and shit,
Chairs
like
were
yeah.
vibrating.
Which I don't think at your house it would be a problem either because you have
No.
a good sound system too. So
And we got a nice screen in there too.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been a problem. I just knew
they
because I've been waiting for this since they like teased it like a few years back. I really wanted to get the full theatrical experience and the fact that things are opening up again and things are getting more comfortable.
Right.
I was like, dude, wait, I gotta see this. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna blow my load.
First time in a theater in like over a year. I was definitely glad it was this movie.
Yeah,
see, that's a good one. Yeah.
See, that's why like I was asking. I was like, shit, I probably should have gone anyway. You know.
It's totally safe. So let me just say, because we stayed for the post-credit scene,
We did.
and we didn't get one. So the lights turn on, whatever. It was fine.
Right.
But we got to see the staff come in. I was curious, like, what are their precautions for COVID and whatnot, and they give full-on blast session,
Disinfectant,
whatever
yeah.
that shit is. through the seat.
Blast session, yeah.
Yeah, and you know the theater recommends that you wear your mask the whole time. If you're not drinking or eating, just have it on, which we did. We're respectful. So anybody, like, if you're curious about going to theater, if it's safe or whatnot, I've been twice now, and I gotta say I'm comfortable.
You felt safe.
I felt safe.
I felt comfortable as well.
Yeah, I didn't trip, especially seeing the dudes at the end blasting everything and sanitizing everything. So don't be scared. Go see a fucking movie.
Yeah, they're on their shit.
Enjoy yourselves.
But anyway, so seeing in theaters, I think gave the impact of
Literal impact. You could feel every impact that was happening on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one scene where everybody was just quiet, and then you don't even see Godzilla. All you do is hear him. But
Is
the
that when
vibration.
is that when the chick has her hand on the wall and like she gets super scared, like the first?
Oh right, yeah,
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 yeah, me too. Because it shows like her perspective because she's deaf. So like you just hear nothing, and then you just hear the little vibration. You're
in the theater.
Fuck.
You feel that in your chest.
Oh man,
I'm like, whoa,
He's coming.
I'm gonna watch it again in the theaters. Honestly,
Do it. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
My dad was trying to.
Because
tell me.
I want to say this is a definite rewatch for sure.
Oh yeah, this is one I can
I'm definitely gonna rewatch
just have
it,
fun
yeah.
with it, like 100%. Like my dad was saying, he was like, honestly, I wouldn't waste my money on it, and it got me scared. You know, I was like, damn, am I really gonna be disappointed? But then I reminded myself, well, everything he's telling me is already similar things that I've had problems with the other films. But the main thing I want out of this film,
They delivered on it.
Is 100% delivered on.
Yeah.
And I love how they treated the Kong.
Yeah.
Like because that's always been King Kong's story, is that he has a certain connection with humans.
Yeah.
And that grounds him and shows his heart, that he's not just this crazy, oversized gorilla.
Well, I mean, in every movie, he had some kind of. They always. Like,
almost like
depicted it
love
as
interest. Love interest.
Love interest.
Yeah.
It was always like a damsel in distress, but like he kind of like fell for her, you know.
Yeah, Andaro.
Yeah.
Is her character?
Yeah.
The character's name.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always. It seems like every King Kong movie has an Andaro, and I feel like Kong Skull Island was the first one to not have Andaro.
Exactly. That's what I was missing from that. I was thank you, because I was wondering, like, that's a great movie and I love it. It's one of my favorite Kong movies, but there's something missing. It's that element. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what like you said, it grounds him. Like it makes him more relatable.
Yeah, and it shows that like he is very intelligent.
Yeah.
And he's very much part of the earth. Yeah. What I like about this connection with this chick is she's not a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
You know, she's like this fearless little death badass.
Yeah.
Who lost everything.
Yeah.
And you know, and she just has this inseparable connection.
Yeah, which
to
is another
her
plot hole
savior.
in the movie. Is like they literally just wiped off that entire fucking civilization in 2 seconds. Like, what happened to them? Oh yeah, just a storm.
Killed all of them.
They survived for thousands of years with giant monsters on this island, but they all died in a giant storm.
Anyway, next scene.
Yeah, Katrina took them out.
Yeah.
They survived Kong and Godzilla
It
and
only
dinosaurs, but they get taken out by Katrina.
Yeah.
Plenty of plot holes in this film.
Yeah,
so don't watch it for the plot.
Yeah,
it's not about the plot.
No, it's about monsters fighting each other. And like that's what you gotta go into, I think.
Yeah, because that was the other thing too. How they got like all of this futuristic technology in this one movie. And all three
of 6 years or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because in the other three movies, you don't see futuristic technology. You see modern day technology.
Yeah, right.
Even in the one in the '60s, it was '60s technology, and then all of a sudden, this movie just flying spaceships.
They brought in the whole sci-fi element, and honestly, I kind of dig it.
I dug it too because like I felt if they were gonna bring in Mecha Godzilla,
you had to.
It had to be a futuristic
area,
like futuristic time.
So maybe the problem was because they used the same characters from a movie a few years back that had modern technology, and it's the same characters and the same timeline. So for that, it didn't mix bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it just didn't mix well because it was like clashing two different types of eras
with the same people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was 2030. If it said the movie took place in 2030, I'd be like,
I can believe that they can do rocket fueled trains that go like light speed.
Yeah, I believe that more than
they had
now.
to bring in the characters that were in the previous movies
to show connection.
Right.
I guess that's fair.
Which honestly, if they didn't, if this was just its own, like it's the same monsters, but just new people, different timeline, futuristic timeline.
Just on another side.
I honestly wouldn't have cared because I could give two shits about the characters.
Yeah, that's what they do in horror movies. Every horror movie is the same.
we
killer, but new victims.
Timeline, yeah.
We
So
could have
that's
cut
not-
out Millie Bobby Brown. No offense to her, but it's like if we cut
She
that out
was
and just
useless.
if we used just the new characters that they introduced, this movie would have been great on its own.
Dude, her purpose in the movie literally became just watching them fight and cheering him on.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
That
Yeah.
was
No, because Mechagodzilla had his tail and it was zzz, and he poured beer and shit.
Well, that was,
and it-
dude, that wasn't her.
that was
That was
Top Boy.
she's just watching.
She
going
brought
like,
him.
You got.
She
do
brought him.
something.
Do something.
Oh, she didn't bring him.
She
All right,
brought him.
all right. That was her.
Yeah,
purpose.
see that their purpose was to make it go zzz, so he can just zzz and fight again.
Yeah.
That was their purpose. That was their purpose. So I'm kind of with you.
I did like the character, the podcast.
the podcast guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. He was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's a little risky to have a character like that because it kind of glorifies like conspiracy theorists, which
True.
in this day and age might not be the safest thing to do. But
It works in a world with giant lizards. And
yeah,
giant
it works in a
gorillas.
world there. Yeah,
Yes.
so if you,
Not
don't
so
take
much
it-
in real life.
if you don't take it too literally, and if you don't look at him as like a hero character or as the main character, you're good.
Yeah, I can see somebody.
If you see him as the main character, you might need to rethink some things in your life.
I can see somebody being like, "See, Alex Jones is right. If we didn't have Alex Jones, there'd be Godzilla and King Kong and Optimus Prime would be destroying the world. So you guys better be
Yeah,
giving
right,
him his thing
right.
because without him, we wouldn't."
See, Hollywood agrees. Hollywood agrees.
Uh-huh, yeah.
I don't know how far that extent goes.
Yeah,
just
I know.
because, like you said, this.
I was just making that joke
Yeah.
because of Chris Tuckman.
Yeah.
But I do see what you're saying though. It did make conspiracy theorists look like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
most of the time in real life.
Yeah, like
they have
no,
idea what
they're
talking
usually
about.
never right.
Yeah, most of the
But
time.
sometimes. What? If you have Godzilla and King Kong.
Okay, just because we got Watergate doesn't mean everything is real.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Earth isn't flat. It's not flat. Throw that conspiracy.
And the Earth is
theory
not
away.
hollow.
Dude, we just lost like 5 subscribers. Thanks.
Oh God! Well, good riddance. Read a book. God, not a.
Look at the horizon.
Yeah, read Hollow Earth, not Flat Earth.
Yeah, don't get off your internet blog or whatever. You're a forum. You stop reading forums and read a book. There you go.
Stop reading headlines.
That.
Read the actual article.
Read the full
thing.
Yeah, read the full thing. Don't stop the
And
headline.
I gotta be honest, I'm the guy that kind
Same.
of does that. I'll just read a headline, I'm like, no fucking way! Next.
Nah, move on.
And then maybe have a conversation about it later.
Yeah.
And then,
Super uninformed.
Yeah, so uninformed. That's the problem, people. But Hollow Earth, that was an interesting concept. We never heard about Hollow Earth
No.
in the previous films.
No.
This was kind of a fresh.
Well, they kind of touched on it in Skull Island.
Is that where Godzilla
because-
went to go take rest and then?
Well, that's what they were saying. They believed he took rest. The dude who plays Bobby from Supernatural, I don't remember his actual name, but in Skull Island, the main dude, the old dude, he was talking about the Hollow Earth theory.
Okay.
And his
Wait,
partner,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it was his partner that was talking about Hollow Earth
Uh-huh.
theory, and that was
Okay.
it was just like small mention. It wasn't like a legit like thing they were like actually exploring. But it was like, oh, this is a possibility, and then in the next, and then in the next movie, they're like, it's here, it's real, it's a thing. Yeah.
And all this shit talk about like the technology and stuff, it doesn't make sense. Whatever. I knew that there's gonna be a lot of bullshit in this movie, and I accepted that, and that allowed me to just enjoy it for what it was. With that said, I think Patrick, you said you didn't mind it. I didn't mind it either. In fact, I thought it made it really fun. Like the whole
wormhole thing, yeah.
Like that, I felt like I was on a roller coaster.
Yeah, no,
I was like,
that
this
was
is shit.
I feel like that was just the effects team having fun right there. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, that's cool.
Made me feel a little Star Wars vibe going
Yeah, a little
light
When it
speed.
went light speed.
Yeah,
There was
and-
all the screaming inside the cabin. It was very like Star Warsy.
Yeah, and I love Star Wars.
We all know that.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Or no, it reminds me of that scene from Guardians 2 where they jump and they start like changing shapes. And
That's
form.
right. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
That was
that's
hilarious.
yeah, that's funny.
Oh my god, can we take a quick, just that Mexican chick.
From Baby Driver. I knew
Yeah, from Baby
that's
Driver,
so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
no.
funny. Like when I saw her, I'm like, I bet Zach's gonna comment on that.
Bro, they showed her from like the side, like right here. It's like, wow, she looks like Angelina Jolie.
Wait,
Yeah.
in the helicopter with the glasses, I was
Yeah.
like, that looks just like. I had no idea who it was. I thought it was Angelina Jolie.
I was like, no, that's that girl from Hobbs and Shaw.
It was Darla
Yeah,
from
Statham
Baby
was
Driver.
Yeah.
I remember now, Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's She's actually a good actress too. Like,
Yeah,
she's
she
like
played her character well.
typical villain.
Yeah.
You know, just some bitch who is
Following orders.
following an agenda and will do nothing. Yeah. Her death scene was awesome. Like I like that Kong looked into it
Just to make sure that his girl's not in there.
Yeah.
Like, she's not in there, right? Good.
Bam.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's that hoe. Oh,
Like, wait, hold on, you fine? All right, never mind. You too small.
yeah, you probably you would 10 hot, but you would 10 crazy, dude. That's a throwback to a previous video of ours.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out like that. I have a crush on
Darlin.
To her, yeah, she has my heart. Even though she was evil in this, I didn't care. She was beautiful.
I just knew you were gonna say something because when we watched Chef a few weeks ago, you had comments about Sofia Vergara. I'm like, you know what? I know he's gonna mention something about another Latina woman.
I have a weak spot, man. Latinas just
She got tight.
Screw this. Nah, she's just fire. She could have been any
Yeah, don't
race.
matter. It could be
She'd have been.
She's just fine.
She'd have been hot any color of skin. She was just fire. That's all that was.
and she was on fire with Kong.
She
stayed on fire in the afterlife.
That's for dying shit.
Alright, so it definitely made like Kong seem the protagonist and Godzilla like the antagonist.
A little bit, yeah.
But like I liked that because, you know, Kong we have more personal traits to relate to because he is, you know, like a mammal where like Godzilla is he's a lizard, he's a reptile.
Kong had dialogue.
Yeah. Seriously,
Kong
that
had dialogue.
Yeah. Kong
Yeah,
had a script. He had to remember lines, man. That takes guts.
Yeah.
That takes skill.
I can't do that. That's why I'm a camera guy.
It may have been one word,
Oh
but
no, home. That's what. Yeah.
I don't remember.
What was the sign language we learned like the little girl did?
Oh,
Friends.
Friends. Coward. Thank you.
No, that was
sorry.
you are so brave. I think that was the best well delivered joke.
No, because it was so heartwarming too. Because like when she looks at him and looks at her and just like looks back and just like, all right.
She's like, no, you're brave.
Yeah.
And that was the most well earned and well delivered joke.
Yeah.
Because it started early in the film. And then,
Yeah.
marinated well.
yeah. I think we already mentioned it, but that first meetup when Kong is on the ship. And then, like that, they did that scene so freaking well. The build up to it, and then finally the action itself. I was thinking like, oh man, Kong has no chance here because it's just water. All Godzilla has to do is drown him. Oh, what is Godzilla doing? He's trying to fucking drown him. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah. Like he's in Godzilla's world right now.
Yeah. And then when they meet up in that like freaking rave city with all the
I love the settings for all the fights.
Yeah.
First it was like water fight underwater, and then they moved it over to nighttime. This neon city, but then the sun comes up, and now they're fighting in like old town China.
Yes.
Like this old school Godzilla movie.
I
loved it.
Beautiful settings for the fights.
Yeah, I really like the water one because like them using the aircraft carriers as a platform, it felt like a stage in a video game.
Seriously.
That's what it felt
Seriously,
like.
I felt like I was playing Rampage or something.
Rampage!
Exactly. I felt like I was playing Rampage.
Is Rampage the monster game where
you destroy buildings?
Yeah. Where you can be a giant monkey too to destroy buildings.
Yeah, a giant monkey, giant lizard, or a giant wolf.
Yeah, so it's basically the off-brand Godzilla versus Kong.
I always
think
plus Wolfman.
Plus Wolfman, yeah.
It might be Rampage, but it might not be. But it's a similar concept to where you're giant monsters, but it's a deathmatch, so you're like fighting each other and stuff.
Were they dinosaurs?
No, not dinosaurs. It's like you got like Godzilla, you got King Kong. Like it's an old game. Like it was on PS1.
It was on PS.
Was it like a fighting game?
Yeah, basically.
Was it a King Kong game? Like wait,
not specifically. It was like Battle of the Monsters.
Yeah, because I remember there
was it called Primal Earth?
I don't think so. No.
I played a game called Primal Earth where you're playing like as like. There's dinosaurs, but there's also like monsters and like giant apes and stuff, and you fight each other. And there's like tribes people at the bottom who were rooting for you. It was kind of bloody and gory, but this wasn't like PS.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, this was like early '90s. game.
Yeah, it wasn't that. Like you can literally like take buildings and like use them as weapons and stuff. It was so much fun.
I think I remember what you're talking about. I just can't put it like.
I think it's called King of Monsters or whatever.
What was? Do you remember the cover of the game?
I was gonna look it up right now just to see if we can have any context.
Was the cover?
We need answers.
Did the cover have a giant gorilla fighting like a robot with the wings on his back?
I think so.
Okay, I had never played that game, but I know what you're talking about. It's not any of those.
I don't think so. Whatever. But anyway, my point is, the whole neon city lighting thing. This was one thing. Like my dad and brother were just trashing on. They hated it. Like they're like, "What the fuck? That doesn't look that way." You know. And I'm just like, whatever. When I saw it, it took me back as a kid.
Yeah.
Playing that video game and just like I was like, dude, this is so epic.
That's exactly like I was thinking video game, but like Cameron said, I was thinking more Rampage. Like when they were just like flying through buildings, crushing it, using like the buildings as like obstacles or like as weapons. They pick shit up and throw it.
Yes. Okay, so I went. I'll just say it again. I went back home and my parents were like, "What are you up to?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just saw Godzilla vs King Kong." And my dad gave me that look. Did I tell you?
I told you.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Wait, did you like it?" And I was like, "Dude, I loved it." And my mom just laughed like really loud. And I explained to him everything I really liked about it. And my dad pointed out the things he didn't like about it. And I was like, "Yeah, just don't focus on that.
Right.
Practice a little acceptance."
Right. Because it's like...
And know what you're getting into.
Yeah, you can't go into a movie expecting one thing because it's not going to be that way.
Right, you can't expect the character development of like Godzilla or
you
know, like a deep dive into his like origins and stuff. But I think nowadays we've been bombarded by movies that are so story driven and realistically driven that when we get movies that are a little outlandish or a little fantastical,
and they just know what they are and they just go with it.
They come off as like lame or bad because like, oh, that would never happen in the real world. Well, of course not. It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah, that's the point of the movie is to get away from the real world.
Yeah.
The fact that people want to go to the movies and get depressed watching real stuff that actually happened about people dying. Stop!
Hey, don't get me wrong. I do love a good, grounded film that's based in reality. Because it's like, oh wow, shit is
right. But then when you go to see Kong versus Godzilla
with that mindset,
expecting Judas and the Black Messiah. Well, no, that's not what you're gonna get.
You should never expect that type of movie out of this.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, no, like. Come at it with a different mindset, or don't see it, you know?
Or just don't see it,
which is fair. You know, I'm not
the movies for you.
Right.
I think people just need to learn how to be chameleons when it comes to films. Like not knowing too much and not knowing too little. Just that perfect middle line to understand which kind of film you're getting into, so you can readjust and your mind to sit through an experience like that.
Watch the trailers.
Watch the trailers, be like, okay, so there's going to be a lot of explosions, a lot of crazy shit going on.
The trailer will give you basically the movie. Nowadays, that's how it is. And it kind of pisses me off.
Some trailers reveal a little too much.
Yeah, exactly. Like no, seriously. And when I see that, I'm like, well, now I just don't need to watch the movie because I feel like I watched it already.
That's right. Yeah, Russell said that about Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Seriously.
10, 9.
Yeah.
9. They're on 9.
Fucking 1,000, whatever.
Yeah,
they're going too long.
Yeah, they kept making them.
But they showed the entire plot. Like they revealed that this person's back from the dead or something.
They revealed that
why would
Han's
you save that?
alive, and they revealed that John Cena, the new bad guy, is Dom's brother. Yeah, and they revealed that in the trailer.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
I don't care. That's another one where I'm like, I have no intention of seeing plot in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to see. I'm looking to see Dom Toretto go. Family. Credits. Like that's what I want to see.
That's what Fast and the Furious turned into, though. It started off as a little bit
really good.
Had some story, but as the years went on, it's just like shit. What do we do?
Let's just flip cars and drift everywhere.
It became an action like fantasy.
Yeah, drive one car from one building to the next building. What the fuck?
It's flanderized itself, basically.
Yeah. I will say this. I feel like none of the characters have received any character development in those movies except for Brian, which was Paul Walker's character. I feel like he was the only one who's a different person now. Well, he's technically still alive, but Paul Walker.
Paul Walker's dead, so that's what I'm saying. Like, and then Paul Walker dies, so now what do they do?
Yeah, and
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to flipping cars.
Because I felt bad. He was the only one who was different now than when the first movie came out. Yeah. Dom's the same dude. You know, Michelle's the same dude. Everybody in the movie is the same.
Well, they built a lot of the storyline off of Paul Walker's character.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
like that was the whole meat of the storyline of Fast and Furious.
Well, he's been, before his unfortunate death, he was the only consistent character through all of them.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. They built it around his character.
Was he in Tokyo Drift?
He wasn't in Tokyo.
No, he wasn't.
never
That was a
watched
side
Tokyo
story,
Drift.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's had more. He in the saga he had the most screen time out of all the characters.
Yeah, so
because he
it
was
kind of
in
makes
all
you
of
feel
them.
like he's the main character of the series.
Yeah.
And so like when he died, it's like
Well, shoot, now we don't. have the main
now we don't have a main character anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody's really gonna watch this movie unless Paul Walker's in it.
Right, and I do feel like people feel that Dominic Toretto is the main character, but in my opinion, I feel like he's the leader and he's the face of the team, but the main character was Brian.
Yeah, because they gave him actual like backstory and an actual heart.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, yeah, they have girls and they have little relationship problems or whatever, but they didn't really have like a full-on in-depth storyline.
Right, they didn't have any development. They're the same guy they
Yeah.
were in the first movie that they are now.
Yeah.
He had total development.
Throughout each movie, he changes as a character.
Yeah, completely. He's a different guy in each movie, and so that's why he was my favorite character in this series. So it hurt me more than it hurt a lot of people when he passed. I don't know how we ended up on Fast and Furious. I'm so sorry.
I was just gonna say,
I'm so
guys,
sorry.
we'll bring it back to.
We'll bring it back. Let's bring it back to Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah.
Back to Kong and Godzilla.
But I really enjoyed
we were
that.
talking about
Yeah, but we'll talk about Fast and Furious when
Yeah.
9 comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a fun one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun.
So
Anyway, there was one sequence where if this was like some sort of Avenger release day or like Avenger screening, when this moment happened, if it had the amount of hype, people would be cheering. One of those moments for me was when Kong had his like axe and he sat on his throne.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to yell out, "That's King Kong!"
Honestly,
I was so hyped.
Yeah, no, me and Kyle both stood up and we were just like, the king! Yep. Yeah. He's home!
Yeah, that's boss.
That shit was so tight.
Oh yeah, well before we get off on King Kong and Godzilla, I did want to go back to your comment about Rampage.
Oh yeah.
I did love that video game. Me and my dad spent
and that's
so
what
many
we thought
quarters.
that whole Tokyo, or not Tokyo,
So many
Hong Kong
quarters.
scene was.
Basically.
Yeah, that whole Hong Kong scene basically was like a
real life
Rampage.
Rampage.
Yeah. The only difference is they're fighting each other as opposed to working together to eat people.
Right.
You know?
Right.
which is the plot of the game. You're supposed to
But
describe
I mean,
them.
like the way the whole thing was shot, though, the fact that they were like climbing on buildings and like using the buildings as like not just
as the obstacles. Like,
yeah, you said it best. You said it
They're
best.
getting to each other, and there's just little things like buildings in the fucking way.
Little things,
they're
yeah.
Little
getting out of the
things,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, he was doing parkour over the buildings like they were like barrels in the streets.
Dude, that was so tight when Godzilla was looking for him and King Kong was on that Empire State
Yeah,
Building.
dude.
What with the scaffold?
Yeah.
With the scaffold
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
to chuck it at him,
Yeah.
but he uses it to
Distraction,
distraction,
and then jumps
hits the
on
building.
him.
Yeah.
That was
That
satisfying.
was sick.
Beautiful.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Well, that was like a classic King
Use the
Kong
monkey
movie.
brain.
And every single
brain.
yeah, right. In every single King Kong movie, he's on top of a skyscraper, so
Yeah.
they're holding
Yeah,
on to
shot
it.
in.
Yeah, so that you
That's
always
right.
have to have that King Kong like scene where
Classic.
it's classic.
Yeah, it's on the-
Every time you go to Universal Studios Orlando or not, Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, you see him hanging off the edge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a big old blue red-eyed demon thing.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
Always scared me as a kid. Just walking, going like,
You know what? It scared me until I kept seeing it in the Keenan and Kel intro.
Yeah.
Then I used to look for it.
Yeah.
Then I was like, hey, I'm Keenan and Kel, yeah. But yeah, last thing about Rampage, they made a movie, Rampage.
Yeah, they did make a movie.
I heard it was
yeah.
bad.
I didn't see it.
No, I didn't
I
see
saw
it
it.
because I heard
I
it was
saw it.
bad.
The reason I didn't see it is because the plot is absolutely nothing like the game.
Yeah.
The game, they were people who were mutated into those animals.
Yeah.
And when you died, you turned back into those people naked, and you're
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah.
yeah. And if you ate your friend, it was like extra points.
Yeah.
In the movie, they weren't people. They were just random animals. that
monsters,
got
and
big.
apparently The Rock had a connection with the monkey.
Yeah, I felt like the people who made the movie never played the game, and that was insulting.
Yeah.
They're basically trying to do their own King Kong spin-off without
Yeah,
saying it's
that's-
King Kong.
Yeah, which they could have done if they just kept the story accurate. And my dad was like, yeah, they even whitewashed the monkey. He became an albino ape. Like what?
He was an albino in the game.
No.
Literally, yeah, that's what that movie is.
I just wanted to complain about that.
Yeah, right. We had to touch on that for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Video games, movies usually don't do well, but I think this new Mortal Kombat movie will hopefully switch that around. We'll see. They showed the trailer.
Well, I was kind of 50-50 on that because I watched recently the older Mortal Kombat movies, and I'm like,
well,
fight me. The first Mortal Kombat movie is the greatest movie based on a video game ever.
Oh
Fight me.
my
I don't
God.
care. Name one, and I will tell you why it is not better.
I can't argue with you on that.
Because there are too many good movies to choose from.
Yeah, there's really not that many to choose from.
I'm trying to. My mind is processing. Like what game? What movie?
Yeah, no, I say that's the best one because that's the only one that is completely accurate to the story of the game, minus the blood.
Yeah.
Only thing was missing with the blood, but
because they made it a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing missing, but the plot and the characters were the same.
Yeah, right. Like, why would you make a Mortal Kombat movie PG-13?
That's stupid.
Like the game itself is like rated.
It invented the ESRB ratings.
Exactly.
It invented it.
Yeah.
They had to make ESRB ratings because this game was so violent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, you think they do that for this movie? They didn't, but I still think it's the best one.
It's mostly because they wanted more money. Like they wanted a bigger audience.
Kids play the game.
Yeah.
Kids
So
play the game.
they're waiting for the gold.
Yeah. So they knew they needed to go.
They missed out on an opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, this new one looks like it's gonna be gory as fuck.
Ooh, yeah, the trailer when they pull off Jack's arms, bro.
Yeah, no, this one's gonna be rated R, isn't it?
He's rated R. Yeah. Did you see the Red Band trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's right. It was a Red Band trailer.
Yeah, it was a Red Band trailer. And they pulled his arms off, and blood was squirting out like this.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's nuts, dude.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Because all I've seen is the
normal.
One of the theaters.
Yeah. And from one thing I'm really looking forward to is like just the little fight scene sequences that we get. It seems like the choreography is on point and it's wide angled rather than that fucking bullshit like shaky cam up close person to add intensity, but you can't really see what's going on, but something's going on.
Yeah, that's good in some like parts, but you can't do it for like a whole movie.
No, like fucking 100 movies.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
People like love that movie. I hate that movie.
I like the story of it.
Yeah, this concept's cool.
But they did not make the movie well.
No. Yeah, they made just like they were trying to go after a certain feel and a grittiness to it, like, oh, this is intense, this is intense.
Yeah.
But I just felt dizzy and just uninterested.
Yeah.
Because I was dizzy.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna close my eyes now.
Which, like, in Godzilla versus King Kong, you see everything.
Yeah.
Things flowed together so well. Like there's this moment where, like, King Kong in the city, like, punches Godzilla, and he does a turnaround, and Godzilla smacks him with his tail, and it's super fluid.
The camera work was beautiful.
No, that's
artificial camera work.
It was so good.
Yeah, no, like, the way that they utilized that artificial camera work was smart, because they made it so, like, it was an action camera just placed anywhere. Like, whenever Kong grabbed, like, a helicopter or a plane or something, like, when he crushed that chicken there and he pulled it up to his eye first, it felt like that. Yeah, right? Like, it felt like there was a camera strapped to, like, the hood, like the roof of that like vehicle, and watching that whole thing from like a over the shoulder view.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that looks so dope and real.
It did a great job of whatever fight scene was happening. It did a great job of showing every perspective of that fight scene.
It put you into the fight.
From like a person's perspective to the monster's perspective to just like an overview of the whole thing. Yeah. Like everything was.
And when they showed
so
scale. Man.
They did that so
when that little girl, when it was pouring down rain and Kong was freaking out, and that little girl walked up and you just see this giant ape just holy fuck. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, he was like silhouetted when you were walking towards him.
It looked intense.
I remember I went over to Larry, after that scene was done, I was like, dude, that shit was awesome. Like, just because it's like, and I completely grasped everything of King Kong. That's King Kong. Yeah. You know, it's like his intelligence, his heart, his true nature, and a human being, even though it's a child who's deaf but knows him. Yeah. And he knows her. Like,
they have that relationship,
and just the way it looked with the rain and it was just like, that was probably one of my just favorite non-action scenes. Yeah. Like, that was, to me, that was the most character-driven scene that I needed to make me even give a shit about what we're about to get into. Kong really seemed vulnerable in this movie too, which was really nice.
Yeah, that was true. He opened up his heart to that girl. He opened up his heart to a lot of things, and you saw him lose.
You saw him lose, like he legit.
They had the king in chains.
Yeah.
You know,
well, no, but I think what he meant was when Godzilla's on top of him and
that's what I was thinking.
King Kong submits.
Yeah.
Because he's always in chains.
Yeah.
Every King Kong movie, he's always in chains on a boat being brought over to New York. It's just this time he was brought over to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Right?
So that I was used to, but like seeing him lose a fight, like every King Kong movie before that, he's fighting planes and helicopters and he's
nailing it.
And the only reason he lost was because he fell off the building, you know.
Right,
yeah.
In this one, he just straight up lost.
Yeah.
It wasn't a "oops, I fell" or a you know. It wasn't with a whole bunch of people either. It was just one on one.
He beat Godzilla for a second, but then Godzilla got up with that second wind and just tore his ass a new one. Literally just was clawing him. I was like, oh no, this is not good, King.
Yeah.
You're not looking good.
Yeah, that looks so good.
And they're just screaming at each other. And then,
no, that was an intense scene. That was one scene I wish I saw in theaters because that scream.
That was nuts.
Oh man.
just the physical
sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. And just like the physical facial features of Kong, like you know
well,
exactly.
they punched in on their faces when they did
Because you see
that.
him like he's scared, then he doesn't know what to do, so eventually he just screams back, and that just that's his way of saying, okay, you beat me in a way.
Yeah, no,
like,
the animation team did really well on that, like showing his face, like the facial expressions really looked like humanized almost, like he just had this like, oh shit look on his face and you can see it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that typical like CG like look where it's a monster being taken out and you know there's no emotion to it.
They put him like you could see and feel every emotion these creatures are feeling.
Yeah.
I also like that it was like oddly realistic because I know in the Lion Kingdom they do that. If there's multiple male lions, the one lion will attack the other lion. If the lion wants to submit, he lies on his back. It's like and when he submits, he's like okay.
Yeah. So they
So there's a primal respect.
Yeah.
There.
So
exactly.
Well, the writers like kind of put in that aspect that they are animals.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are just primal, wild animals, and this is how they act in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
Just because there's buildings and people around doesn't change the fact that they're gonna be fighting the way that they are and screaming the way that they are. Yeah.
It's just like they're in their own jungle right now.
Yeah.
And then now they're potential friends. This may be. If I could add something to the movie, granted, it's probably extra campy and unnecessary. I would have shown Godzilla embracing King.
That would be very camp.
I don't care. That would have made me so. I would have been cool.
But I mean, that's kind of like what you're feeling though by the end of it. Like, I feel like they're like when they like exchange that last little like look. It's kind of like
a little
that
bit of respect, just like a little fist bump.
Fist bump.
You are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see Godzilla going. Or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe walking in, maybe...
I'm confused.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Godzilla walking up and then King Kong like pulling himself up, using Godzilla to pull himself up.
Yeah, right.
I would have been something like that.
Right, like they help each other up.
Granted, he can't grab and pick him up.
No, but like Kong uses his body as leverage or something.
And he picks him up and they kind of walk and he gets on his feet and then Godzilla leaves. I'd have been cool with that. Granted, campy, cheesy, but if you're gonna add cheese, I think this is the movie for cheese. Again, we're not making Citizen Kane. You'd have pissed his dad off, but he was already pissed off, so it didn't matter.
He wasn't going to the movie thinking it was gonna be the Godfather, so like.
That actually probably would have pissed me off as much.
I would have loved it.
I would have been like, okay, alright. Fucking.
That's for the kids.
It'll just become like an Elmo Barney.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't want that. No, I actually loved the way their like respect was shown.
Yeah, because it was very primal.
It was very like King Kong. I love the way it looks. Like he's so like defeated and tired, and like Godzilla, like after Mecha Fuck is dead.
Mecha Fuck.
Whatever his name is.
Mecha Godzilla. You said
one word away.
off.
And I replace fuck. Anyway, when they just look at each other and like King Kong, throws the thing down, and all Godzilla does is just scream because he can't do sign language. Or
right.
He wouldn't have any sort of comprehension of like hugs or high fives or something.
Yeah.
No, he's literally just screaming like, "All right."
Yeah.
See you around.
Yeah.
I'm out of this joint.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then swims away. I thought that was just that made sense and it worked.
Yeah, well,
because he still has to be that apex.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're just like, I beat you, but you know what? I'm just gonna let this go.
And Kong really dude, he looks so defeated at the end. Like he was beat up. I
Yeah.
loved when after he got his
Defibrillator.
CPR or whatever.
Defibrillation.
Yeah, defibrillator.
And he used the building to relocate his shoulder.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was tight.
His arms all out.
No, because
"Alright,
that's such a great
I'll help this
continuity
bastard."
thing, though, too, because the writers thought about that. The animators thought about that. Oh, at some point he dislocated his shoulder. He showed that shit.
Yeah.
So when he gets up and healed, he's gonna want to pop that shit back. It was just so smart.
It was-
The way that they did
well
everything.
done.
Yeah, it was just
He's
so
a
well
real
done.
animal.
He's got bones. Yeah.
He's got
He's got
bones.
bones. He's got consciousness.
He can be hurt.
Yeah, because you see shows and movies where somebody gets shot earlier and then they just
And
forget.
they just magically walk around like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, like they just forgot. He just walked it off.
Yeah.
There's almost one moment with the guy, the main guy, who was piloting the thing.
Oh, Skarsgård?
Yeah, the
Where
doctor,
after he set the to save King Kong, he's running out of the ship, and it looks like he has a limp, he kind of.
Oh, right, yeah.
And all of a sudden
I noticed that.
he's just running fine,
It's
I don't know.
adrenaline.
I don't know if the direction was, oh, your leg is hurt, so limp, and the actor just wasn't able to perform that, and all he could do was just kind of sign to it and then just run, or if that was, I don't know. It just seemed very weird and
Maybe it could have just been the best take that they had,
I don't know.
Maybe he did a bad limp a couple times and they just didn't like it,
It's like, dude,
It's like
you
pretend to be hurt when you first get out of the ship, and he's like, oh, yeah, oh, a little hurt.
He's falling.
Yeah, right, he's flopping around. It's like, okay, you're hurt, but you're not
No, you don't have.
this ain't a soccer game, okay?
I just read you said on a soccer game.
You're not going,
Give me the card. Give me the card. That's a yellow card.
It's like, no, Mark, cut, Mark. There's no red flags here. You need to get out of the ship.
Can I do a little limp?
Sure,
Fine.
what's a little limp? No, Mark, too much. Just give a tap to the leg to let people know your legs hurt,
and then just run off. We'll use that. It won't people aren't paying attention.
Yeah, people just want to see the monkey and lizard fight it.
Which is true.
Speaking of it, alright, so I really love the vulnerability of Kong in this film, and I love even though Kong got a few good licks in and was doing well against Godzilla just seemed to be so
Overpowered with his fucking gamma blast.
yes,
Yeah.
Which is fair.
The fact that
which is great. Hold on, let me finish this point. It was great, and then we get Mecha Godzilla. I'll stop saying it. I thought it'd be a funny running joke, but no, it's not. We'll say Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla comes in and is just destroying Godzilla.
Yeah.
We've never seen Godzilla fucked up like this before.
Yeah.
On the big screen.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking, but also it was kind of awesome.
Yeah, in a way it was almost like, okay, so Godzilla isn't the apex.
No, not at all. There's this machine here kicking its ass. And even when King Kong joined the fight, Mechagodzilla was still targeting Godzilla.
They needed the help from fucking Millie Bobby Brown to spill fucking whiskey in his computer fucking brain.
Dude, he was still even though King Kong was trying to help out, the dude was still targeting Godzilla.
Well, that was the main
he was fighting him.
Well, yeah, if you listen to what
fuck Godzilla.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that was his original target.
Yeah, that was the original target, exactly. If you listen to what the guys were talking about, their whole goal was to get rid of Godzilla. They had no idea about Kong. They didn't even care. Yeah, they didn't care about Kong. He was just on another island. He wasn't fucking up Tokyo. He wasn't fucking up Hong Kong constantly.
He was just fucking up invaders.
Exactly.
To his own land.
Exactly. So, he had that, main directive. So, when...
The main directive was mainly to have Mechagodzilla replace Godzilla as the apex, so humanity could be the apex. That's what the
because they can control Mechagodzilla,
Which is funny because I watched a pitch meeting before I got over here for this.
Yep, I watched the screen on pitch meeting,
And he's like, yeah, so no one believes Godzilla's the hero anymore. he's like, was Godzilla ever the hero? I mean, he destroyed so much property, killed thousands of people. He's like, yeah, but you know, he's kind of the hero. And then like the main villain.
All the people who didn't get squished see him as the hero.
Yeah, and then he's like, so what's the main villain's deal? So he basically wants to build a machine that can combat and even beat Godzilla, so that humans can be Apex. And he's like, well, that kind of seems like what you would want to do if there's a giant lizard killing everybody. And I was like, oh, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Yeah, like if you think about it on the human aspect, there's a giant lizard destroying your city.
For the ecosystem. The balance of
Yeah, the balance of the ecosystem, but it's like you kind of want to defend your home, so fuck.
I get it. But they're saying he didn't build it to defend, he built it to attack.
Yeah.
He
Well, because he wanted to control.
That's the
he
ultimate
wanted to
villain.
control because
Villainy.
he necessarily didn't want humanity to be the apex. He himself wanted to be the apex.
That's what that was.
Yeah, he was always hinting towards that, though he was saying humanity.
No, right, because he did go, me alone,
Yeah.
I built this.
Yeah,
Even though his
yeah.
daughter was the one who fucking died.
Yeah,
getting the sample.
died getting the sample.
He didn't even
Yeah.
know. He never even knew his daughter.
That's right, he didn't know his
He
daughter
died
died.
knowing his, not knowing his daughter.
And he
died.
never will, because homie gets slapped.
Don't worry,
Buy his
don't
own
worry, you
picture.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, in hell.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a funny joke too. When they were going down to the elevator, they're like, "How far does it go down?" Hell.
Hell. Yeah.
Okay, when they finally get to the, like, that big ass room, it's pitch black, I'm thinking, like, why would you guys just walk around?
Yeah,
You literally
I know.
just said,
Seriously.
It's a sacrifice pit. I thought it was like Godzilla's feeding pit. Like maybe that's where they fed him sometimes. I guess, but
Right.
it's Mecca.
it was Mecha bitch.
Oh, and so when he killed that fucking thing, just lasered down and cut in half, that was so
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, that was awesome.
The brutality in this movie was.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, when King Kong, when he's in his, like,
Yeah.
homeland, I guess, and he takes out that flying
Oh, yeah.
serpent.
Those fucking things.
And he rips its head off and then, like, starts eating it.
Yeah.
I was,
It's like, this is lunch, and all of the humans are looking at him like,
I thought he was gonna start like
"Fuck."
drinking the blood out of his head like a fucking chalice. Like
Just
wow.
like-
It's like the king is back.
Yeah, right? The king is home.
yeah. Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with that movie.
Yeah, same here.
And I think I maybe had more fun with it knowing that my dad and my brother hated it so much.
Right,
I wanted
right.
to just love it, and it wasn't even a forced love. Like,
It was
I
easy.
No, yeah,
it
no,
was-
seriously, it's so easy to love.
So
I have
entertaining.
no, like I said earlier, I have no reservations with it whatsoever, regardless of what, like, critics are saying, you know?
My only complaints would be about the human characters.
Yeah.
If anything, and
Yeah.
maybe some plot holes that we
Yeah.
mentioned already. But aside
Yeah.
from that, just I got what I came for.
Yes.
Exactly, I got what I came
Godzilla versus Kong.
Of course
the
there's
title of
plot
the movie.
holes.
That's what you get, and it hits.
It delivers
It's a
so
slapper.
well.
It's a slapper.
Yeah.
It's
It's a knee slapper.
so grade. What do you grade it?
Are we going like
A's, letter grades.
Letter grades, okay.
for what I was expecting? I would honestly give that an A.
Really?
I loved it.
Okay, I'd say I give it a B plus.
I think
So
everything considered, I agree with you, Pat. A for just what I came for.
Right.
B plus just overall everything.
Yeah, overall everything.
I'm gonna say A minus.
There you go. That's fair.
A
Yeah,
minus.
that's fair.
Yeah. So I'll say this as a movie experience, I'll give it an A minus. As just a straight movie, I give it a B. That's
basically what
I think we're all sitting in the same boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like as of right now, yeah, A minus. Go see it.
I'd
it's
say
fun.
like on
In 10
average,
years-
collective, we're at an A minus.
Yeah,
on this movie.
in 10 years we probably won't be talking about it a whole lot, but
But it's
yeah,
definitely
it's a-
something to
But
revisit.
for like
Right
something
now,
to
yeah.
revisit, it'll be like, wow, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Remember when
and
we
I'm
saw
sure
that
it'll
in
hold
theaters?
up in the next 5 to 10 years.
yeah,
for sure.
I think it'll,
Yeah,
it'll
they
hold
did.
up for at least 5.
The
Yeah.
effects were really fun.
Oh yeah, the effects were solid.
Oh, that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. Just the score of the film. I loved it. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the podcast or before the podcast.
You did.
It was before.
Okay. Just like the fun 60s classic rock with King Kong
Right, in the beginning.
added such a fun
Right.
flavor to it with, and it complemented the very over-the-top orchestra, epic,
Right.
instrumental, score. So I give the score of the film an A+.
Hey.
I'd say that. Yeah, I'd say I got an A plus for
Yeah.
yeah because honestly, I was immersed just by that alone.
Yeah, it filled in all the cracks.
Yeah.
It made it
Yeah, I
very
gave
fun.
a great pace to it. Yeah.
That's another thing about the movie too. I thought it was very well paced. You know, like it like even the moments like with characters I didn't care about.
Lull,
like they were short.
It was short enough to the point where it's like, all right, we're already on to the next thing.
Yeah, we're already watching a monsters fight. Yeah,
and it didn't take forever for us to get our first monster fight.
Yeah,
and that monster fight was, even though it got to it in a sense like in a quick way, but it still built up. Like even when the chick put her hand on the wall and knew Godzilla was there, it was just like, oh, this is a great build up to this epic monstrosity of a fucking fight scene.
Yeah.
I was in it, so I think the pace of it was very well done. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That's what we're moving on. If
we talked about it in the previous podcast, which we're liking it. We're liking the show. It's doing some good stuff, and now we got episode 3. Has episode 3 actually come out with a name yet, or is it still?
Yeah, it's a Power Broker.
Yeah, Power Broker.
Yeah. Okay, so boom.
Which is what I was expecting.
Dalton, you were right on the nose.
Yeah, right on the nose.
About the Power Broker.
Yeah, that's
right. And I totally saw it coming too. Saw it coming too.
I actually didn't. I was speculating.
Really?
But when I saw the title of the episode, I was like, oh, I got it.
You win. I think Patrick and I were watching it, and we saw the Power Broker is watching whatever, like spray painted on the wall. And we were like, God damn it, Dalton. You're too good at this.
I didn't read spoilers, I swear. I just read comics.
No, it's just comic books. Yeah, no. That's how it is with me and my brother right now, because like we read the comics, so we're kind of like we're coming up with theories, and now like especially after this 3rd episode, we're starting to have this idea of like, you know what, we should stop like coming up with theories because we might spoil it.
Yeah, we kind of did.
For so far, there seems like they're going with the comic books.
Yeah, so far. So far. The fact that what I said is happening means that they're staying true. So that's the reason why I like Marvel's MCU over DCE.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. One thing, one theory I've been hearing, at least I've watched from our boy Scream Crush, whatever his name is. I forget his name. Something Carey or.
I don't know. I don't watch enough of his videos to really.
He does great breakdowns
He does.
of episodes, and for people that don't read comics or haven't read comics, it makes us casual viewers very informed and interested.
It gets you into the lore and
the lore,
right,
and seeing the depth of we're seeing
without having
explosions
to
and whatnot.
dive into the comics and go down that rabbit hole.
Because we got time is the most valuable resource because it's the one thing you don't get back. Anyway, there's a theory about who the power broker is, and I've been hearing that it's the dude from Captain America, the dude that's in the TV.
Oh, Arnim Zola?
Yes.
Oh.
That's an interesting theory.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Screen Crush swears by it.
Whoa.
Yeah, they say that he can come back as an AI.
Yeah.
I can kind of see it.
Because the last time we saw him, he was like this digital green sort of Matrix-looking face, and then now, like, I think there's a moment in the episode where there's a bunch of, like, green screens sort of hinting at that sort of AI.
Yeah, it could be.
And then he talks about how during the blip, this could have been the opportune moment for his essence to take control of certain powers while powers were down, like government and shit.
Right.
So I wanted to run that by you.
That'd be cool, because in the comics, Power Broker's just some dude. You know, that's kind of just wealthy, rich, billionaire type dude. I think it'd be really cool if Power Broker is somebody else, somebody we've already been introduced to. You know, something like that. That would be really cool, because I wouldn't.
So you're on board with it, but you don't disagree with it?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not like, oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm like, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily specifically Arnim Zola, but if it was somebody that we've already been introduced to, I could see that potentially happening.
It makes sense.
Right. Because they did. The fact that they kept the identity of the Power Broker so hush-hush means that it's leading to build up to be somebody really important. So either a big name actor or somebody we've already been introduced to. And if it's Arnim Zola, that would be
Hugh Jackman. It's Wolverine.
Oh God, I wish.
Wolverine's just like, what's up, bub?
Yeah, and then it's not him.
Off the power.
They did go to Madripoor, and apparently Wolverine spent.
They go to Madripoor.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I was doing that as a joke. Oh shit.
Wait, they did in the X-Men movies?
Not in the X-Men movies, but with Screen Crush, he did. I'm only pulling from Screen Crush, but apparently he mentioned that Wolverine did go to Madripoor. He spent time in Madripoor killing like.
In the comics,
like gangsters. Like he took time away to.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Madripoor is a play on Singapore.
Yeah.
It's not a real country. It's only in Marvel Comics.
Basically like Criminal City.
Yeah.
And it's like a cesspool city kind of.
Yeah.
Sin City.
Imagine if Singapore was also Gotham.
And lawful.
Right.
Yeah, that's
lawless. Yeah.
That's Madripoor.
Ironically, Singapore is the most non-lawless.
Yeah.
It's very locked
place
down. Like you
yeah.
can't even chew gum there.
Yeah. If you spit on the ground, you're in jail for your life.
Yeah.
Think of that, all those big buildings in Singapore with all that technology and wealth, but like crime ridden everywhere. That's Madripoor.
Yeah.
So now you know, for those who are like,
Yeah, so
who
it's
are
like-
on Google
yeah.
Maps looking for Madripoor.
Yeah, right. Is this a real place?
It's not. It's from the comics.
Gotham's real.
Different universe, but it's real. It's real. Just like a galaxy far, far away.
It's just far, far away. We haven't discovered it yet. It's a real story. It happened.
But it's here.
Like here. Heart.
What I will say about this new episode, what intrigued me the most about this, it didn't introduce any new characters, but it did do two things for me. One, it fleshed out Arnim Zola.
Yeah.
Not Arnim Zola, I'm sorry,
I was like,
Baron Zemo.
Yeah, Baron Zemo.
Baron
Yeah.
Zemo.
Zemo.
Yeah, it at first in Civil War, Zemo kind of just seemed like a regular dude who's just desperate and lost his family. Now we know he's actually he has wealth, he has a little bit of royalty, which is just like in the comics.
Yep.
So I'm glad they stay true to that. We
Yeah.
see his purple mask. We
Yeah.
see the fur around his neck.
Yeah.
They're starting.
Yeah,
we're starting
when
to
I
see.
saw that, I was like, Woo!
Yeah, we're starting to see the Zola that we know and love in the comics, as you saw from Cameron right now.
And I always love a villain.
He's a great character.
Great character. Great
Yeah,
villain.
I always love a villain that, like, when they give their their reasoning behind their villainous actions, it's like, I kind of agree with him.
Right,
Like, I
yeah.
see your point of view. Same with like Magneto.
And Thanos.
Same with Thanos.
Right.
You know, like, these are great fleshed out characters that can drive the plot forward because their morals aren't necessarily in the wrong place.
Yeah, I never thought in my life I'd be saying, you know what, I see where Baron Zemo is coming
We got that
from.
name stuck.
Yeah, I got it mixed up.
Right?
Yeah,
Like, I'm thinking about theories now.
Yeah, but that's what I was like. I never thought I'd see myself saying I kind of see where Baron Zemo's coming from. Because in the comics, Baron Zemo has ties to Nazis.
Yeah.
And so he was just doing it for himself.
Yeah, he's
for his
basically a
ego.
neo-Nazi. Yeah.
Yeah, and was doing it for his wealth and his empire.
Yeah.
And he even
very
formed.
self-centered. Yeah.
Yeah, and he even formed the God damn, what's that team name called? The
America.
League of the Masters of Evil. He formed the Masters of Evil, which for those of you who don't know,
that. Yeah,
sounds
I didn't know
pretty
that.
evil.
Yeah, they're like the Avengers of bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he formed the Masters of Evil specifically to take down the Avengers, and maybe that's something we might see in the future. That'd be super awesome to see all the alive villains come together to form a team.
That'd be
I would
dope.
love
Yeah.
to see that. But sidetrack.
What if we like some sort of suicide squad?
Nah. Well, they're different because they're forced by the government to do
Right,
it.
yeah.
This guy, he formed them by himself,
Yeah.
and they work for themselves.
Okay.
But I was getting sidetracked. To bring it back to Baron Zemo, I do like that he has a reason for being evil. Where the comics, he's kind of evil just because he is.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's what I'm saying. And his introduction into this episode, I didn't really care for him that much in Civil War. Like, I still got that part of him, and I thought, you know, his reasoning for Iron Man and Cap to have their ultimate divide and brutal fight scene, like, was awesome.
You got it, but you didn't care about him.
Yeah. But in this episode,
It really
you kinda,
fleshed out what he was talking about.
Yeah, it kind of made him more of like a fleshed out character. Yeah.
Yeah, hell, the fact that he couldn't dance. Nobody know. I don't not dance.
Yeah, no,
that made him relatable.
That made him very relatable. Very relatable.
Bro, that's what I do.
I look at him, I was like, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah. So, like,
Wait, you saying we can't get like a wave real quick?
yeah, see, look how awful this is.
Alright, go. Dude.
Okay.
Oh, it's coming back. Here we go. Oh, shit.
Hey, it left. It went somewhere.
That's okay.
It's out of here.
Anakin caught it.
Anakin got it, yeah.
Anakin. But
So that's what I'm saying. Now I actually sort of sympathize with Zemo, and I never thought I'd be saying that in my life. So props to Falcon and Winter Soldier for
Yeah, the writing team is very good.
Yeah, so props to them. If I could add one more thing too, I didn't know about Sharon Carter. I remember that she helped out
but
Captain America.
She went out of my mind.
But
Yeah,
then they fleshed out the consequences that she had.
I thought she just it didn't work out. Back to the CIA.
She's just
She's like wanted criminal.
She's like, I haven't spoken to my father in years. They don't know where I am.
And because she's not an Avenger, like all the Avengers, they kind of forgave, like Falcon. I remember they put Ant-Man on house arrest. You know, they forgave the Avengers, but she's not an Avenger.
She's not an Avenger. She's just a random agent.
Yeah, and nobody else in the Avengers has a connection to her other than Captain America.
Right.
Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, they've met her, but they're not like, they don't have any either.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, you're my friend. They're like, oh, we work together to help our buddy.
Yeah. Can I just say this really quick? Something that's very weird. So, Cap and her aunt.
Okay, yeah, everybody talks about this. Everybody talks about this.
And then her and Cap
everybody talks about
kiss, and you know, they clearly have a romantic interest. I think Cap just found a family and was like, yo, this is it. But then, Cap still, after Civil War, they have a kiss, still goes back in time to hook up with Dead Auntie, with Betty.
Dead Auntie.
I like Dead Auntie better.
I'm confused here.
Yeah.
Where does his heart lie? Is he just looking at this niece?
He's just trying to get laid.
Is he looking at this niece?
Well, now that time travel's a thing, he's like, well, shit, I mean, if I had a choice, I'm gonna go back to
So what does that say to Sharon?
Fuck Sharon.
That's what that says. That's what
She's a placeholder.
She was a placeholder.
Yeah.
No, I get it, because it's the same in the comics. Except he doesn't go back to Peggy.
No.
Because he doesn't.
He just continues the family
he
line.
just continues the family line.
I get it. His heart belongs to Peggy. And he doesn't see or love anybody else other than Peggy. That's why people are saying, like, Black Widow low-key has a crush on him, but she's accepted the fact that he won't date or see anyone other than Peggy. So Sharon comes up. Cap has accepted that Peggy is not only moved on, but is dead.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, I'm never going to get her. What is the next closest thing?
Her niece.
Yeah, who is the most like Peggy? What is the closest I'm going to get to Peggy? And then her niece shows up. Hey, you're kind of like Peggy.
And
you
she's
look like her, you kind of act like her.
Yeah,
but, you know, I can vibe with this.
And she's like every other girl and guy on the face of the earth. To Captain America, to Chris Evans, to Steve Rogers.
That's America's ass.
Yeah, exactly. She's looking at America's ass, trying to tap America's ass. Just like every other girl on the face of the earth. So I understand where she's coming from. She don't care. I don't care if you fuck my auntie. Bring that ass here. You know, like, that's how we get it. And Cap's just looking for Peggy.
Yeah.
He's trying to see Peggy in her, and he doesn't see it in anyone else. So that's why he got to her. But when he found time travel and realized, I can just get Peggy. Fuck it, I'm gonna go back.
I'm gonna go back to Peggy.
Sharon,
that's what that was.
I'm sorry, Sharon.
But you're not Peggy.
I'm so sorry, you're not Peggy.
You're not your auntie.
That's why she's so upset and
probably too. She's probably a little heartbroken.
I wonder if that will ever come up.
Yeah, because she
I wonder if that will ever come up. Going like, Cap and I used to have a thing.
And they're like,
something funny the writers bring up.
I want to know what kind of man he really is.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, I know who the Cap really is.
And it is America's ass.
Dead ass is America's ass.
I just wanted to bring it up because I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, because it is.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Otherwise, it is kind of weird. But that's how I explain it away.
He's like just looking for the most similar to Peggy.
Yeah, and she probably didn't even know that he left. If you look, it looked like Bucky was the only one who knew that Cap was going to go back in time and stay there.
Yeah.
Even Sam didn't know until he saw an old man on a bench.
Yeah.
So that probably means Sharon didn't know.
Yeah.
So she's heartbroken.
Right.
On top of being.
He just ghosted on her.
Yeah. The only one in the bench.
You know what? I got a better opportunity here to get the girl that I really want.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun, but
dye your hair red. I know what.
Yeah. So that's what that was.
She was red or she was brunette?
What's that?
She was kind of brunette.
Was it brunette?
I think she was brunette.
I forgot the actress. Emily Van Camp is her name. She's blonde.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's blonde.
Yeah, she's
But
blonde.
in the movie.
She's brunette. In the movie.
Yeah, in the movie.
Captain America.
Oh, that's
First brunette.
Or first
Wait, who are we talking
She's
about?
brunette.
Peggy.
Oh, we're talking about Peggy. I thought we were talking about
She's
Sharon.
brunette.
Okay, Peggy. What's her actress's name?
She's brunette in the movie, at least.
I think so.
I'm like 99% certain.
You're probably right. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe.
You're thinking Black Widow, maybe.
Scarlett Johansson.
I remember it being like brunette.
It's a very dark brunette, almost black.
Yeah.
But like
I remember her.
It's a dark hair color.
Oh, maybe I was thinking about her lips. She always had that amazing bright red.
The red lips.
And on the TV show, she has a red hat, like a bright red.
There's
like
red going through your mind.
Like red, like your shoes.
Red is going through your mind.
Red.
Yes. Now we have
Color of angry men.
Haley Atwell. That's her name.
Haley Atwell.
Yeah, the actress's name is Haley Atwell. She's fire as hell. But then again, Emily Van Camp is fire as hell. So it's like, if that's a rock in a hard place, you're doing it right. So,
I agree.
But yeah, I think I do think that she's heartbroken, and I do feel like she has no one else on the Avengers who would actually check in on her.
So you think that actually might be a story
arc? I think she's gonna bring that up and be like, the only person I cared about out of you guys left me and abandoned me just the same way he abandoned all of you.
That'd be hard.
Yeah.
One thing too that I saw, I think on Screen Crush, was they brought up that they don't know if she's actually
right, because she got driven away by somebody.
Yeah.
And they're saying that maybe she even staged all the attacks that were happening at the shipping container.
Like she was part of it?
For the Dr. Neiman? Or what was his name?
Yeah, that guy.
There was like, why was she
I can see that.
People are saying that maybe she's working with Zemo, or she's working for the Power Broker, or
she's some kind of like double agent.
I don't know.
Some kind of double agent of some kind. You know, like she's playing both sides.
Yeah, who's she working for?
Yeah.
Who's she working for?
I think the number one thing about this show that's really going to show is that there's a lot of double crossing going on, and certain agencies and groups have a lot of was it like hypocrisies, basically.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to find the right word. I think that was it. Whatever. You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
All right. Just bear with me. Yeah, hypocrisies, because we got the really cute, beautiful redhead chick who's about the Flag Smashers, who wants to bring the world together and whatnot, but she just committed fucking terrorism.
Yeah, she really
killed innocent people.
Yeah, that's when you realize, maybe she's not as good as we thought.
We got John Walker. John Walker.
Yeah.
We got John Walker, who's filling in the shoes of Captain America, but is showing a different side of it.
Yeah, which is gonna be
Captain America.
He sees the shield as a symbol of power. As
you
should respect me because I'm Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
It's like voice crack right there, dude. I was like,
that was hilarious.
Bitch.
Yeah, he was more mad about that than anything else. Yeah.
So there's boom. We got two different rip currents happening, and now we got the question of Peggy's niece.
Yeah.
Who's she working for? She showed a certain side, but we're probably going to get revealed another side.
Yeah.
And now we got Zemo, who is showing a certain side, but I think it's going to be clear as day. We're going to see another side.
Yeah.
So I think
at some point.
I think that's the whole point of the show, and the integrity of it lies within Falcon and Winter Soldier, where they're the concrete, bounded ones seeing all this shit circulate and being like, yo, all of this is a giant mess, and it's a problem.
They're just trying to find the super serum that's been stolen. That's it.
Yeah, so far. That's the plot so far.
Yeah, seriously, like their whole mission. Honestly, the way you're
trying to find Carly Morgenthau and find the stolen.
All this stuff is happening around them, and their main mission is just to figure out where this super serum is.
Before they have 20 super soldiers running around, because allegedly there's 20 vials that were stolen, but they know of 8 super soldiers so far. So there's at least like 14, 13 other 12 vials.
If there's 20.
Or other super
12,
soldiers that may be
whatever, that's math.
Say 22 or 20?
20.
There were 20, and they say there's 8 super soldiers.
So there's 12.
Yeah, so there's 12 vials.
Yeah.
I'm doing
math.
Yeah, math. I did
math is a wonderful thing.
I skipped that class.
Yeah.
I didn't just fail, I skipped it.
Another thing too, I brought this up to you, Patrick, when we watched the episode, but like Falcon right now, I feel
No. I was just about to say this as well. Episode 3, Sam Wilson, fuck everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's fair.
His phone ringing during the Power Broker.
Bro.
Running the wrong way when the shipping container got blown up.
Oh man.
Everything. Sam Wilson was just fucking up. He was not Falcon at all in episode 3. He was just Sam Wilson, and he was fucking everything up.
He fucking was. Like, and the entire show, besides
I felt so embarrassed because it was like, dude, he is such a meticulous soldier where he's on mission, he does things right. If he fucks up, it's because there's like a wrench in the plan.
There's a lot.
It's not him going a completely wrong way or some random shit. Like, no.
But he's never done like espionage or incognito. And the soldiers aren't taught that. Hey, dress up like everybody else and blend in. They're not taught that. They're like dressing in uniform, going guns a blazing, or run.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, because his recon is usually flying 20,000 feet in the air and doing like zoom in with his like goggle glasses thing.
Yeah, exactly. Here he's trying to be something that he's not.
Yeah.
Where everyone else there have done that before.
Yeah, it's understandable, but it still kind of threw me out. Like, it was like, dude, that's not Falcon.
So far, like the way the show is being painted this is more about the Winter Soldier than it is the Falcon. Like,
I feel that.
Like the way
I can see that.
Like the major story arc so far is with the Winter Soldier.
Well, it's because they're touching on his backstory, because really, like, in the movies, they never really, like, touched on who he was.
And how he got back from being this brainwashed soldier into this...
They literally just, like, made him a brainwashed soldier, killed the people who made him that brainwashed soldier, and just left him to be whoever he is.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're trying to, like, explore who he is, and it's turning into, like, the main, like, story
Because
arc.
he's the only guy... He's our only hero right now that has a super soldier serum, as far as we know.
Yeah.
I still think the new Cap is secretly...
That'd be a good theory.
Yeah, no, because that's what we were saying last time.
Last time about because in the comics he got powers from Power Broker.
Yeah,
I think there's a good chance that he's either secretly has powers from Power Broker, or he's telling one, or he's gonna get some.
Yeah, he's gonna get some.
Either or.
Which I want to be on the side of he already has it, because of the sense that how the hell did he even make the cut? No, not even just the fact that he can catch the thing
and throw it,
but like how did he make the cut to be trained or tested in the first place? When they tested Captain America originally, he was this scrawny dude and all that. But he showed heart, and that's why they chose him.
Yeah.
So in this sense, they literally just showed footage of him training.
Yeah.
They didn't show any. Yeah, he's already badass. He's already the top pick.
And that whole truck fight scene, like he's handling himself very well.
Yeah.
Where Falcon and Winter Soldier are getting their ass. Which was actually something I think Screen Crush did point out is the reason why Winter Soldier wasn't like necessarily fighting, more just surviving, is because he made the promise
not to
hurt anybody else. And where in this episode he just lets loose and kicks.
Because he was playing the part of Winter Soldier.
And I was also thinking of that part of kind of lame though, because when they were kind of making the joke of him making that rule of not hurting anybody when he was in that therapy session, and then they cut away to him actually hurting people.
Yeah.
So I thought that was gonna be like a running joke. Oh, I'm not gonna hurt anybody. But in this situation, I have to defend myself, so I have to beat the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Right.
But they really played on it. Oh, he doesn't want to hurt anybody
because he's trying to heal.
Yeah, he's trying to heal.
That shows like kinks in his armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this one, is it because of Zemo's presence that he's able to just all of a sudden turn into it, or do you think?
I think it's desperate time calls for desperate measures.
Right, he's defending himself and he has to go for it.
Maybe he's seeing the scope or the scale of the situation, and he's like, okay, you know what, I gotta go there.
Yeah, I gotta break some promises real quick.
It's like when Bill Burr in The Mandalorian was telling Mando that, hey, I tell even when things get tough, you break your morals too. That's kind of what I thought this was.
Yeah. It was a tough situation, and he had to break his promise real quick.
He did. He had to. He's probably gonna have to do it some more, which is necessary because we need his kick button ability. Butt kicking ability.
There you go.
Thank you. Butt kicking ability. Yeah. So we're gonna need that.
They should call it ass kick.
Nicholas Cage.
But yeah, one other thing I want to mention about the show is we got an after credit scene.
Yeah.
With Ayo.
Yeah.
You didn't know. I spoiled something.
We gotta rewatch the episode. Go to the end credits.
We didn't fast forward through the after credits, I guess.
No, I guess we were just like, all right, I'm not there.
That's it.
Yeah, there was an after credit scene.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do that henceforward now.
Yeah. Do you want a spoiler?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah.
So, the character Ayo. Ayo is one of the members of the Dora Milaje.
Yo.
In fact, she's the first. Oh, the Dora Milaje are the bald-headed women from
Black
Wakanda.
Panther.
Or the Royal Guard.
Yeah,
that just
the badass guards that. Yeah.
No, it's after the credits.
What happens?
No.
I thought it was at the end of the credits.
No, because
Where Winter Soldier finds the trackers and he goes like, that wasn't after credits. That was just the end scene.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was after credits.
I thought it was after credits too.
I know. I was like, whoa.
I thought it was after
I'm
credits.
sorry.
I guess it's because they ended it so well that you felt like, okay, I'm done. Oh, there's more.
No, that was with me.
My bad. I blew that.
I don't know, but
No, you're probably right.
Yeah.
My bad. I apologize. But I did want to talk about her. So now it's Wakanda.
She came for Zemo.
Yeah,
What
because
she literally said.
Yeah,
I came for Zemo.
Zemo killed the king.
Yeah.
And what I thought was interesting was after he killed the king, he tried to kill himself. He put the gun to his head and was like, he apologized to Black Panther and was like, I'm really sorry about your father, but I've accomplished what I needed. And Black Panther jumped on the gun and caught the bullet. He's like, no, you must suffer for your crimes. And
nailed it.
that was pretty good.
Thank you. And so now he's technically suffering for their crimes, and I think she's like, oh, he's out? No, he needs to go back in. He needs to suffer for what he did. So that's probably what this is going to be, or maybe she's there to kill him, I don't know.
Well, and it fits that Wakanda would get involved with this because, Winter Soldier, because you mentioned this earlier, like, we don't know how he got from his insane standpoint to back to his, personal self. It's because Wakanda took him in and they healed his mind.
They removed the Hydra from his brain.
Yeah.
He even said it himself.
Basically.
He even said it himself. I got a little bit of peace in Wakanda.
Yeah.
He made a point to point that out. That Wakanda really.
And that's why I love that they brought her into this because I'm just like, fuck yes.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious.
That means they're bringing Wakanda into this.
Yeah. So now I'm wondering, did Wakanda send her, or is she on her own agenda? Is she really just that mad?
Yeah, which I would understand if she's on her own agenda.
I understand both.
But I would also like to see a scene where they're exploring Wakanda and they show her being sent, because I want to see more of Wakanda.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm right there with you. I hope we see that. So.
Yeah.
I said all I wanted to say about the episode. So far, it was really good, and I do think they're setting up to make so far the Power Broker be
I said all I needed to say.
And that Zemo is anti-hero right now.
Yeah.
I think maybe we'll see him be more bad later, and I'd like to see what's gonna happen with this Power Broker.
And also the ties with John Walker, and to see if he actually already has a super serum,
or if he gets it.
Like we can already see his mental break happening.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's because he's a goody two shoe and he's going to be manipulated, or he's already been manipulated.
And he's trying to fit a mold of a goody two shoe.
Yeah, and we saw, so that's going to be fun to
like the cracks are showing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this guy's actually a real big piece of shit.
Yeah, I think that's it. He's trying to be a better man than he actually is, and he's still feel like he's under Steve Rogers' shadow. He's just trying to be like, hey, I'm just like him, and everybody's kind of like,
I am the captain now. Yeah,
and everyone's like, no.
Look at me, I am the captain now.
But like, even fans are like, apparently I've been hearing he's been getting death threats for playing this character. And
really?
I'm like, and I'm like, that means you're playing it well. Because you're supposed to be the guy that nobody wants you to be Captain America. And you're playing it so well that people in real life don't want you to be Captain America. So props to you. You're doing your job.
You're acting really well.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
He's getting legit letters. Yeah.
Yeah, I read it.
Okay, people love shit and dive deep and get emotional about it, but don't send actors fucking
Death just for a role, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and for you MCU posers who are sending those death threats, read a comic book. He's supposed to not be likable. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. You should be proud. You should be happy, you posers.
Yeah. You should be sending letters of praise and be like, you're nailing this character.
You should be saying, thank you, Mr. Russell. You are doing the exact portrayal of John Walker from the comics and bringing him to real life. Thank you for that. But all these freaking posers who never read comic book in their life before are now mad at him and now want to go kill him. So shame on you all. Shame on you. Read the comic book. Stop posing. If you want to pose so well, go be a model. You can pose all day. I'm so tired of you people.
Boom! That said, that wraps up this episode of Extra Salty Popcorn Podcast. I hope you enjoyed your popcorn and also our salty content. I think that's the way we can end it.
Yeah,
that
was smooth. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Extra Salty Popcorn Podcast.
Anyways, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
All that YouTube stuff everybody forces you to do, you know.
Yeah.
Feed the algorithm.
Feed it.